You're watching TelecomTV's exclusive video coverage of the NGMN industry event from Frankfurt. Joining me now is Dirk Weiler, who is chairman of the board of ETSI and is also chairman of ETSI's IPR committee. Dirk, thanks for talking with TelecomTV. What does 5G mean to ETSI, and what is ETSI doing to realise the 5G challenges?
For ETSI, 5G is, of course, the future, and ETSI will not try to define an own vision of 5G. The ETSI board has just created a strategic topic on 5G to look this year into 5G, to work with all the stakeholders on 5G together in order to see in which time frame, what are the elements we need to do to support 5G standardization. And as ETSI has more than 800 members, including all the big players from the telecom and above industries, we are really able in this board to address all these topics and challenges.
You mentioned the large number of industry members that ETSI has, but how do you go about addressing the needs of the vertical industries that are going to play an important role in 5G?
Yeah, it's very challenging because the verticals used to have other standards bodies where they do their standards. And so it is very challenging, but we have from ETSI with other ICT standards organizations created, for example, this partnership project called 1M, 2M, where we try to address the needs of the verticals. And we also have a committee like Intelligent Transport Systems, where we have a couple of big car manufacturers with us, and we are trying to use this as a basis to better address the verticals. But it remains very challenging.
Is the current industry IPR regime suitable for 5G?
That's an interesting question. What we have seen over the past years, we had very intensive discussions for today's system of LTE and 4G, where you could see, of course, in the public press, all these big fights of the big players, of all our members at the same time, struggling to agree licenses. And while there is the patent system as such, which gives all the right to a patent holder, of course, standards are special because we want to have everybody have access to the standards. We don't want patents to block the use of these standards, but therefore we have this policy that you give the promise to license your patents on fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory terms. And normally this has led in the last years to numerous license agreements of patent portfolios between the players to have peace and develop that. And this has been challenged now over the past years, and we are trying to define mechanisms where we can improve, for example, our transparency, to have better informed. What we cannot do is to substitute patent law, which gives certain right to the patent holders. And what we also don't want to do as ETSI, we have always in our policy and objectives that we want a balance between the interests of the patent holders to get fairly rewarded and this access. And if we look at 5G, and yesterday morning at the opening of the NGMN conference, the Deutsche Telekom CTO has made it very clear that how important standardization is for 5G. And also we have heard during the last 2 days how many different technologies are needed and how great innovation and research is necessary to develop that. So we want to attract all the players to be willingly contribute their technology into standardization. And now finding the right balance to keep the benefits and the incentives for doing that, and only see where is potential for misuse and clearly balance that out. This is the challenge, and I don't believe that we need any new IPR regime. There is just on very specific topics, when we have had a very good discussion yesterday in the conference, where we were clearly saying we want to engage between the technology providers to these standards and the operators at the same time, really work together and openly address how this overall ecosystem can be furthered.
Are you optimistic this can be sorted before 5G enters commercial operation?
Yes, because we, as I said, the system is not broken. There is nothing fundamental which we need to fix. And therefore, we have in the past further developed our policies, and we need to do this, and we need to then also speak from this industry to the policymakers, to the court system, and to the judges to make sure that our goals and aims are really, that we are able to reach those.
Dirk, thank you very much indeed.